When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can seem intense. Like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to Geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.
Blog Talk Radio. Writing your book is the easy part. Promoting your book so readers can find and purchase it is the hard part. Welcome to the Author Chat Show, hosted by author-publisher Lynda D. Brown. Follow us at www.facebook.com/authorchat. And to contact the show to promote your book, contact me at theauthorchatshow@gmail.com. Stay tuned and listen to today's show.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Author Chat Show. I'm your host, Lynda D. Brown. My guest today is St. Louis author Pamela Hornsby-Irvin. Pamela is stopping by the Author Chat Show to discuss her new children's book, Hoodie. This will be Pamela's first time on the Author Chat Show, and we'll be right back to chat with her about her book after a word from today's sponsor.
Primestar Publicity and Public Relations is a full-service firm ready to fill the needs of their clients. Owner Helen Cook has more than 32 years of publicity, public relations, advertising, and marketing experience, and she focuses her professional talents on working with her clients' strengths to create customized, strategic campaigns, whether their needs are great or small. Radio, TV, print, internet, publicity, marketing, creating a social media presence, branding, client positioning, author tours, speaking events. These are just some of the services Primestar provides for their clients. For a complete list of services and other information about the company, please visit our website, www.primestarpublicity.com, or email Helen at helen.cook@primestarpublicity.com, or phone 903-654-0938. Primestar's home office is located in the Houston, Texas area.
All right, welcome back to today's show. Again, my guest today, for those of you just tuning in, is St. Louis author Pamela Hornsby-Irvin. Now, I always mention St. Louis because, you know, this is where Author Chat Show actually originates from. This is my hometown. So I always love to promote my fellow authors. And Miss Pamela Hornsby found out about my show. And so we have her on today to discuss her new children's book, Hoodie. Pam, welcome to the show.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Now, Pam, since this is your first appearance on the Author Chat Show, why don't we get started with you telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm an educator, a grandma, and an author. I was inspired to write this book because my 8-year-old grandson loves to wear hoodies. I am the youngest of 4 siblings, and I have a degree in early childhood education. And as I was teaching, the years that I was teaching the little ones, I, developed a passion for children's books.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you also taught for the Head Start program. Now, since this
I absolutely did, yes.
Right. Now, Pamela, since this is a worldwide show, because, we have listeners from all over the world. I've had authors on here from New Zealand, Australia, South Africa. So because our Head Start program is something I think, did it originate here or was that a federal program? But that's something that I've always been very passionate about. Tell us what that is for those that might not know.
It was actually a federal program. It started in 1965, and I can't say that it was exclusive to the St. Louis area. I do believe it was worldwide, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, if it was federal, it was definitely worldwide. Well, I know my son, and what I love about it is they start him as early as 3, because my son, who's now almost 40, he went to Head Start. And you know what? And he had a love for school, Pam. This was a kid I never had to fight with about going to school. So it gives you a passion. A lot of these kids a passion for learning. And so how did you take your love for being a teacher and part of the Head Start program and decide to write a book about life, and especially about you said your son? Tell us about Hoodie.
My grandson, actually. Well, as I was teaching the little ones in the Head Start program, and just, being a parent, you are the child's first teacher. So with that being said, reading is fundamental. I know that the importance of reading is just absolutely, it's a must. So with that being in the forefront of my mind, and with the background as an educator, it was really not hard for me to develop a passion for children's books and reading, emergent reading, the advanced vocabulary and whatnot, because I went to Head Start, my daughter went to Head Start, and my grandson went to Head Start. So Head Start, being that it's play as you learn as you play, rather. So they have Head Start has a host of books and whatnot for children. So being that we've always had reading time set aside in Head Start, I just started looking at all the books that were out there and just how they fascinate children and how children become engaged in their reading and whatnot, and how it helps them to learn to read. So, as time went on, and the Hoodie was really born out of the relevance of everyday situations that occur with young African-American males wearing a hoodie. So with my grandson and his love for hoodies, it just kind of came together in a natural sense.
Right, exactly. Did the whole Trayvon Martin killing also kind of propel you to write this book? Because, this is really kind of what put the hoodie in the spotlight. And I'm like
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about the fact that this is just a fashion garment. It's mind-boggling to me. It's, to me, I take that back. It's not mind-boggling. It reminds me of the stupidity that we had back in the 80s, and I think maybe early 90s with the Bloods and the Crips, where you got shot if you were wearing the wrong color. And now here we're trying to take away, again, even something else that, especially young men anywhere, because I see more white guys wearing hoodies as I do black, because especially if they work out, it's a great way, to keep your body warm.
They do.
So,
you are so correct. If I could just interject real quick before I lose my train of thought, you are so absolutely correct. There are other races that wear hoodies all the time. But for whatever reason, our young African-American males are the target. They are profiled and they are stereotyped because they are wearing a hoodie. And my book, the children's book Hoodie, points out various reasons, legitimate reasons why young men wear hoodies. The book states, I'm sorry.
Well, and I just wanted to point out, so your main character is also called Hoodie. I'm assuming that's his nickname because of his love for hoodies. Is that correct?
Exactly. You are so on point. The character's name in the book is Hoodie.
Okay.
The boy.
Wow.
You know, and
okay.
the name of the book is Hoodie, referring to the garment.
Exactly. And so tell us what, before we actually have you read an excerpt from the book, tell us how, without giving away the bank as well, Hoodie had to understand that, because he began to start realizing that what he was wearing was actually invoking fear in people. So tell us how that whole story kind of evolved. And was this also, Pamela, a conversation that you had with your grandson because of his love of wearing hoodies?
I do. I have that conversation with him, and in reference to the young men wearing the hoodie and the experiences, I ask young men, have you ever been profiled or stereotyped or, pulled over by the police because you and your friends were together and you had hoodies on? And it's amazing how many young African-American males said yes, they have. And one of my daughter's friends, believe this or not, he is about the age of 27. And when I spoke to him, he said, oh, that's just a common, occurrence. It's almost becoming the norm. It's not surprising to them if they get pulled over by the police officer when they're wearing a hoodie, especially when they're with their friends. It's almost as if they can't be with a group of friends with a hoodie on without being viewed as suspect or some type of threat.
Exactly. And not only that, don't forget, Pam, because I have like I mentioned earlier, son that had to go through the whole be careful how you're driving around with dealing with cops, situation. Right. And not only the four friends maybe finishing playing a game of basketball in the car with their hoodies on, keeping warm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to get pulled over. But even if it's the summertime, no hoodie, and you got four in the car, one of my main things that I used to tell my son, and he didn't believe it, was you cannot ride around in your car with two or three of your buddies, your male buddies in your car.
You absolutely,
that's an instant magnet to get pulled over. You
are so on point. Yes, you are. That is so very correct. And it's unbelievable. I can hardly fathom the idea that is transpiring in 2016.
Oh, well, let me really
it's
blow you away. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I lived in North County for a couple of years, and I have a friend who, a little skinny guy, doesn't eat a lot. You know what I'm saying? One of those whose metabolism is just to the point where he's just little and loves to wear a hoodie, would get stopped walking down the street. And I mean just like maybe from his house to my house and frisked. And I'm like, they cannot do that but hey, all they have to say is, hey, he looked like somebody, a suspect, and boom. So and if I could just add a little bit onto that, it's up to us it's up to the parents, the educators, extended family, friends, neighbors to be diligent with assisting to eradicate stereotyping. Young African American males with hoodies on. I mean, I don't understand why young African Americans stand out amongst other races and cultures when they have on a hoodie. Why there are people who are provocateurs and why people are so visceral in their response when they come across a young African American male wearing a hoodie. It is beyond me. They wear it for various reasons. My grandson, I said, you love hoodies so much. Why is it that you love hoodies so much? He said, well, I can
it protects my head from the rain and the snow.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps my head warm in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
I can surprise my friends with my new haircut. And I'm like, wow. So why is it that when other races and culture see or come across a young African-American male, it has to be because, let me, grab my clutch, let me cross the street and let me lock my doors because he's going to rob me, he's going to hurt me in some manner, or he's going to hang around lurking to see when he has the opportunity to commit some type of crime.
Right. Now, Pamela, how old is the young man Hoodie in your book?
Actually, I would say he's around 10 years old, 9, 10, 11, like a preteen, or as they call them, tweens or whatnot. It's because,
exactly, right.
Yes, because
exactly. Okay.
it's just pointing out the fact that...
Go ahead, hon.
I'm sorry. It's just pointing out the fact that, so many hoodies are worn by a host of ages. It's not just one particular age group. It starts young, and then it can expand to, the older individuals because everybody loves hoodies, and they wear them for, it's almost as if it's a security blanket for young African-American males as well.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, the reason why I ask is because I love the fact that you're starting a dialogue with that age group, because that's the age group that's going, like you mentioned, the tweens that's getting ready to, unfortunately, probably start having some unpleasant encounters with the police. So you have to, and it's so sad, but that's a whole nother conversation. How
I know there's so many different ways that this.
Yeah,
right.
I know. Okay, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Pam is going to read an excerpt from her book, Hoodie. All right, so just don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
PrimeStar Publicity and Public Relations is a full-service firm ready to fill the needs of their clients. Owner Helen Cook has more than 32 years of publicity, public relations, advertising, and marketing experience, and she focuses her professional talents on working with her clients' strengths to create customized, strategic campaigns, whether their needs are great or small. Radio, TV, print, internet, publicity, marketing, creating a social media presence, branding, client positioning, author tours, speaking events. These are just some of the services PrimeStar provides for their clients. For a complete list of services and other information about the company, please visit our website, www.primestarpublicity.com, or email Helen at helen.cook@primestarpublicity.com, or phone 903-654-0938. PrimeStar's home office is located in the Houston, Texas area.
All right. We're back with author Pamela Hornsby-Irvin. Pamela is going to read an excerpt from her book, Hoodie. It's a children's book. Pam, tell us where you're going to start in the, because I don't know, because it's actually a picture book. Is that correct?
It's a picture book. Yes, it is.
Right. So just kind of tell us where you're going to, start at in your reading.
Okay, well, the book actually has approximately 32 pages. I'm going to start on page 11.
Okay.
With the reading. It says, "Why are you so scared of an African-American boy wearing a hoodie?" And, I often wonder, can someone give me that answer? Why are other races and cultures so afraid of an African-American boy wearing a hoodie? Then it says, people wear suits. Do their suits put you on mute? People also wear ties. Does wearing a tie make one look less dangerous in your eyes? If you're going to be afraid of everyone. see me, the boy, the African-American boy who just loves to wear hoodies.
That's powerful. Okay. I like that.
Because,
and Pam,
you know.
Oh, are you finished?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make mention quickly that people need to realize that someone can commit a heinous act wearing a suit and a tie. Why is it that you pick out a particular garment, which just happens to be a hoodie, to stereotype and categorize someone without even seeing them? You know, Hoodie has this plea to see me, the boy who's wearing the hoodie. Look at my eyes, look at my face.
Now I'm going to share my own personal opinion. This is not the opinion of the Arthur Chat Show. This is the opinion of the host.
Okay.
And I mean this because it's, to me, really the hoodie is just an excuse. It's just another excuse to come up with a reason to harass somebody. Because I don't know if you remember this particular African American man. They did a movie about him. Linnell Getner, I believe his name was. Businessman. Businessman had a suit on. Very nice looking, tall African American man. This was back in the late 70s, early 80s. Was on his lunch break and was returning to his job, walking back to his job from having lunch when the police grabbed him. No, I take that back. I think he was, I don't know if they got him while he was coming back from lunch, but anyway, so they actually picked him up for murder. And everybody in his office at the time this murder occurred, so I think they did follow him when they saw him because he was just an easy target. You know what I'm saying? And they just, because with the suit on, a brother, I mean, come on now. Who's going to go commit murder in a three-piece suit? And, back in the day, the brothers were fly. So, they paid a lot of money. So you're not going to have blood all over, and then you got to go back to work. But they actually, this man was, I think he was finally released after 20 years in prison. The hoodie, just like anything else, is, depending on what type of mindset somebody's in when they run across you that day. Because it could be, and I'm not minimizing your story because you're absolutely right. And like I said, I love the fact that you started it with the younger age group because this is a conversation, unfortunately, you're going to have. So now it's like, okay, you got to be careful how you drive. You got to be careful what you wear again. Because like I mentioned, you had the colors issues back, a couple years ago with the gangbangers. But, it's just, it's heartbreaking.
So,
it's mind-boggling.
I know, it really is. And this is why I want to start with the little ones. Hoodie was written to educate the little people, not to engage in miseducation or misinformation or to judge someone by the way that they look or they dress. See, for adults, a lot of us, change is difficult. Once you have adapted a particular mindset, it's kind of hard for adults to change that, to modify that. But I said if I could reach the children, each and every book that I write that you will be exposed to in the very near future, it's all for little people to help them with a particular mindset and not to grow up with the same mindset, narrow mindset that their parents may have had. So if you can reach the children coming up, there are hope. You understand? Right. They're going to be the defining moments in the future. We have to start with them and teach them better. They have to be taught better in order to make this world a better place, in order to give the other kids hope for a better tomorrow. I mean, I cannot, this is why I'm so passionate about what I do and what I write, because the kids are the future. We have to invest in the children and teach them right from wrong. And judging a person by what they are wearing, what they look like, it's wrong. It's wrong.
Right. Now, Pam, not only that, it's a safety issue. Your baby could be killed from behind walking home from school with a hoodie on because they think that he, like you said, he might have committed some type of a crime. So my question to you is this: at what point do you tell your child or your grandkids, baby, just don't wear it? I mean, because we grew up, both of us living. I don't know about you, but I'm born and raised here in St. Louis. Were you born and raised here?
I absolutely was.
Okay. Well, depending on our generation, I grew up in the late 60s, early 70s, and there were certain parts of St. Louis that I knew not to even go into. And believe it or not, I'm actually sitting here in that area that I'm talking about. I knew not to mess with South St. Louis, especially over there by the Hill area. We have a wonderful area called the Hill, which a lot of Italian Americans live in. And back in the day, we had some remember the gangsters that we had over there?
I still don't go over there. No, honestly, truthfully speaking, I really don't go over there. I tried to
I hear you.
You know what? I tried to avoid the South County, South City, Forest South to this day. As a grown up, I still avoid those areas. Isn't that unbelievable? I mean, in 2016.
Exactly. And not only that, it limits what you have access to. And that's the greater shame. And what I don't understand about people that with that type of mindset, how are you going to make all the money that you deserve to make if you're a small business, if most of your clients won't even come into the area where you're located? You're missing out on an entire base, pay base or money-making base there.
Right,
but when you won't change that mindset, and St. Louis, for those of you that are listening to the show, we don't get me wrong, I love St. Louis. As a matter of fact, my last book that I just released, Blood Moon, the location is set in St. Louis, and I talk about the libraries and a lot of the historic things in the St. Louis area. It's really a nice place, but it's a very conservative state. Missouri is very conservative. And unfortunately, they're very slow to change, like you mentioned earlier. So first of all, congratulations on your book, because this is at least on a dialogue, with mothers and grandmothers talking to their young kids, because this is something you now have to discuss with your kids about, what they're wearing, make sure that they're safe while they're out in society. Pam, now tell our listeners, yes, it is, where they can get copies of your book.
For
how
my
can they connect with you online?
For my listeners in St. Louis, you can run by I See Me Bookstore at 7827 Olive in U City. For my Edwardsville, Illinois area people, you can pick it up at Heroic Adventures. For nationwide friends, you can go to Mira, MIRA-booksmart.myshopify.com/products/hoodie. I know that's a mouthful.
Well, would you mind email me those links, and I'll put them on our Author Chat Facebook page. Because a lot of people in the St. Louis area probably will want to go get your book, Pam. Because, I said,
because it's something that we need to work on as parents, educators, grandmas, grandpas, in every race. Not just, the book wasn't written solely for African Americans. Yes, it has African American character, but it's for every person on this planet, because stereotyping and profiling is real, people. It's not someone's imaginations. It's something that happens every day and quickly. I'm not sure how much time we have, but I want to speak on what you had mentioned earlier, the question you asked. I absolutely will not refrain my grandson from wearing a hoodie. He will wear a hoodie as long as he absolutely wants to. I am not going to succumb to this situation that we have. What I'm working on is to get people together to eradicate it so that I will not have to worry about him wearing a hoodie. And last but not least, again, I don't know what the time is my plea is to those out there who decide that they want to commit a crime and put on a hoodie, stop it. Because you're going to get caught. A hoodie is not covering up your face. You are going to get caught one way or another. What makes you think that throwing on a hoodie to go and commit a crime is the proper thing to do when our young African-American males have a hard enough time fitting into this society? That's what makes me angry. So my plea to them is to stop it, because you're helping give hoodies a negative connotation, and we do not need that. Our young African-American males don't need that, because you're causing innocent African-American males to possibly be harmed because of your actions. So let it go.
Exactly. Well, listen, you email me those links so I can go ahead and promote it with this interview, because I agree with you 100%. And again, I hope that you really push this book because the holidays are right around the corner. I always like to let my authors know the peak seasons are right around the corner. And, yes, we're, believe it or not, going right into August. So we need to start gearing up for the book that we want to start promoting for the holiday season. And I think this is one, Pamela, that really needs to be purchased by almost everybody. Like you said, not just African Americans, but everybody. Now, have you had a chance to reach out to the public library about your book?
Yes, I have, and I was told that I would have to get it in e-form for local authors who cannot get their books in the library because it doesn't have a rating yet, and so it's right now. I was basically told I can't get it in the libraries right now, but I'm really trying to work. I'm sorry.
Was that St. Louis County? Was that St. Louis County or city?
County. It was St. Louis County.
St. Louis County will not actually put. Well, I'll put it this way: they're very selective about what self-published authors they put in their collection. Because if I'm not mistaken, they had an employee that wrote a book, and they not only put her book in the collection, but gave her a book signing. But, it's always the kind of the genre that you're writing in. But for sure, you should reach out to the St. Louis City Library. And I'm going to email you somebody's information that would probably like to have you come in and speak to her writers group. Are you familiar with? Well, we'll talk about it. We don't want to put it on the on your on your interview here. But thank you so much, Pamela, for calling in today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. Sure. I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. And again, like I mentioned, I think this is a very good book to start a dialogue with your kids, your grandkids about, again, we're having to have those conversations about being careful if you're wearing certain things that might evoke fear in some people. That's the best. You put that in your book description, and that is the best way to describe it. It just tends to evoke fear in some people. Look, either rather rational or not.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. So so I will send you that information. You send me those links so that people can purchase your book. And I think I sent you. I did send you the copy of my Author Chat Amazon best-selling ebooks for authors. You should have something there called. It came with your link that I sent you. It's an attachment.
Okay.
Right. You want to print that out. That's my best. It tells you how to get your book into the library, and then I'm going to give you somebody's name at the library that does programs, and I think she would love your book because she's in that area where this book would probably be something she would try to get into the collection. Okay?
Okay, and my next book, if I can just give a shout out to my next book that's coming out at the end of August, It's called Be Yourself. It's about teaching the little ones to be confident in who they are and their differences, that you don't have to be like everybody else. So what if somebody calls you a misfit? Celebrate in who you are as a person. Look in the mirror and be able to say, I'm awesome and amazing.
Exactly. Wow. Let me know when that comes out. And you know what? Do what you can to get your book on Amazon. That's where your market is, honey.
I'm working diligently.
All my
that.
books are on Amazon. Yeah. So whoever you're working with, tell them that you definitely got to get your book on Amazon. And are you doing it in just the paperback or hardback format?
It's paperback format. It's paperback.
Okay. And do you have it available in the ebook format in any particular digital format?
I am working on that. You know,
okay.
It was just released on April the 17th. So
okay.
I've got a lot of things that I've got to do in a very short period of time. And I will reiterate that I'm waiting on Amazon to give me the go-ahead. I submitted everything to them. I'm just waiting for the approval, and I have to upload the photo, the cover of Hoodie.
Right.
So I'm really working hard on that. You know, everything is a process. So, and I'm trying not, as the older people would say, watch pot never boil. So I'm trying to be patient and keep it moving. But, you know, it just seems like to me everything is kind of moving slow, but I'm getting there. I'm really working diligently to get there.
And Pamela, guess what? It is a slow process because you're doing, I want you to think about this. When you self-publish, and all my books are self-published, and I publish in all the ebook formats plus audio books. But here's what I love about self-publishing. If I went to a traditional publisher, which my first book was with a traditional publisher, it takes 18 months for them to make a decision to whether or not they're even going to publish your book. So it might take anywhere from 18 months to 2 years for your book to even hit the market, number one. By that time, I usually have had 2 or 3 books out by that time.
Exactly.
And number two, and number two, when you're working with a traditional publisher as opposed to self-publishing, remember, with a traditional publisher, they have their own graphics department for the book cover, editing department for the editing, formatting department to make sure it's formatted correctly.
No. I'm too passionate about what I do. You know, each book that I write is my baby. So that to take it to a publishing house and they want it to, it's like removing an arm or a leg or eyes from your baby. So no, that would never work for me because I'm very hands-on with my books.
And that's usually why another good reason why we self-publish. We like that control over our projects because, like you said, it's like our baby, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. All right, well, listen, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Had a good time. And drop me that information. And let me know when when your second book hits, okay?
I sure will, most definitely.
All righty, sweetie. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, you do the same. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. All right, so that was St. Louis author Pamela Hornsby-Irvin, and she's spelling that last name I-R-V-I-N. And again, the title of the book is Hoodie. The book is not on Amazon yet. She's still waiting to get that uploaded there. So we're going to have her send us the link to where you guys can get copies of her book because I think, like I said, this might be a really good gift to give somebody for the holidays that are coming up because this is unfortunately a conversation that has to take place in the African-American community, the Latino community, Caucasian community. Because like I said, I live literally right around the corner from a gym. And white guys are coming out with their hoodies on all the time, because this is when you're in school, when you first start learning about being an athlete, first thing they tell you is make sure after you finish working out, you keep your body warm. Hoodie does all that. The body part is warm and your head is warm, which is the most important thing. So, wow, I'm glad she wrote that book. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off my soapbox today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to catch you back here next week with the Author Chat Show. Enjoy your Saturday. Bye-bye.
Hey, we love Burger King grilled dogs. They're made with 100% beef, and they're 100%. They're so good, they make us want to sing like... I can't believe it. Burger King made a grilled dog. Made with 100% beef. Flame grilled anytime you want.
July 23rd is the most important holiday of the year, National Hot Dog Day. Celebrate by going to Burger King and asking for the $1 Classic Grilled Dog deal. How else you gonna celebrate? Try the $1 Classic Grilled Dog only at Burger King. At participating restaurants, July 23rd, limit 5 per transaction while supplies last.